Hola, welcome back to another soundtrack for today. Today's song is Mike and the Mechanics, and it's called Looking Over My Shoulder, or is it Over My Shoulder? I think it's Over My Shoulder. Over My Shoulder. Um, One of the reasons why I like doing this series is because of what we're about to do today, because this song I discovered listening to one of my favorite podcasts out there, which is a music podcast out there named Bob Lefsetz. And he had Paul Carrick on there who wrote this song for Mike and the Mechanics, and I believe he was also part of the group as well. Um, and he was talking about like how he writes songs, et cetera, et cetera. And he was speaking specifically about this one. And he said that he was just kind of messing around and wrote something like looking over my shoulders. He was messing around in the studio, and uh, they ended up recording this, and it became a big hit overseas, but it didn't do so well in America. And the host, Bob Lefsetz, said it was one of his favorite songs on the album that it was on. So I stopped and went to Apple Music. You can follow me there. KB Inch, I think, is my username. You can also follow me on Spotify as well. And you can see some of the things that I'm listening to. And I played because what I wanted to hear was when he was talking about the opening lyrics, I wanted to hear like how that, came about or how it sounded. And instrumentation, first opening lyrics, and I was like, stop. I just stopped. So that's the backstory to this song. And here we are. So I'll get into, well, no, I'll go to tell you now. So I've heard of the name Mike and the Mechanics. I've seen it. So, but I haven't listened to their music that I've known, but I'm not really familiar with them. And the group was started by the drummer from the band Genesis. And they had a couple of hits out there like Silent Running, All You Need Is a Miracle, Take It In, The Living Years, Word of My Mouth, Over My Shoulder, and Now That You've Gone. So yeah, man. So it's going to be interesting. So we're going to listen to this, and then I'll come back and kind of get into some more of this. But I'm really curious about how the rest of this song sounds. So without further ado, let's put the needle on the track.
Looking back over my shoulder, I can see that look in your eye. I never dreamed it could be over. I never wanted one more time. Looking back, over my shoulder, see that look in your eye. Lord, and it could be over, but I never wanted to say goodbye. Looking back, over my shoulder, with an aching feeling inside. Oh, deeper and deeper. How can
How about that? I like that song. And the thing about it is it has a nice little groove to it. I love the parts that they added at the end. And I like the way he sung the song. Like he really was really into it. Like he really felt it. And there was a enough of a smidgen enough of a soul in it to make it really really enjoyable. And that was really really good, man. So the guy that was singing, that was actually Paul Carrick. He wrote and sung the song. I'm curious to see what the rest of their stuff sound like. Now the thing about, as the interview started to wrap up and concluded, the way he was singing it, some of the vocal inflections or the inflections that he had, some of the delivery that he had, even the part that I may have even commented on towards the end where he had a little bit of a run to it, like it made sense when I listened, when he kind of named some of the albums that he plays continuously. One was Van Morrison, another one was Amos somebody. He mentioned a guy by the name of Junior Parker, and I've been listening to his stuff. Junior Parker stuff is really, really good. Very soulful, groovy, bluesy. And that song had like some blues elements to it. You know, you can hear it. And Donny Hathaway was the one that he ended with. So I was like, it made sense. My man tapped in, bro. I thought that song was good. And like I said, the thing that got me when I first played it was the blue-eyed, soulish vocals of Paul Carrick. I think he really did a good job of that. But all in all, man, I think vocally, I think he did his thing, and I really enjoyed it. And there's that. Even the whistling thing that kind of caught me off guard, but I think it was good enough to maybe break it up a little bit, because the I mean the rhythm kind of just is very sort of repetitive. So the whistling kind of was enough to break that up, and then of course using the singers at the end to also add a little bit more texture to it. But um, really good, man. Definitely a pleasant find today. And this is why I love listening to the podcast and stuff that I listen to. Pop Left Set, on that note with Sean Stockman, and I'm glad I mentioned that. Sean Stockman is somebody I could hear singing that song and singing it really, really well. Not like Paul Carey. Paul Carey did his thing. But when he started that opening line, I was like, oh my God, I hear Sean Stockman singing this. And that was another reason why I wanted to listen to it and experience it with you guys. And another reason why I wanted to make Over My Shoulder, Mike and the Mechanics, our soundtrack for today.